Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Mindset and Business Dojo Show. My name is John and I am your mindset business coach. In today's episode, we're going to explore the topic of limiting mindsets and how it affects your business. As a mindset coach who works mostly with business owners, but also with some C-suite leaders in the corporate space, I get to have an insight into the mind of a business owner pretty much on a daily basis, because if I'm not coaching a client, I'm having discussions with other business owners and getting insights into the current patterns that might be holding them back from having the life, the business that they want to. You know, when a business owner wants to grow and a business owner wants to be able to not just have business success, but have the life that they've always dreamed of, but they get stuck in certain limiting patterns and can't quite seem to get themselves to move forward, that's when they come to me to help breathe life into that potential. So I want to share some insights through these episodes with you into just some of the limiting patterns that we would typically see with a business owner, then give you the tools and a way of reframing it and something you can do to work through similar narratives that you might have or something that aligns with yourself in terms of mindset. Because let's be honest, we all self-sabotage. We all have some form of a limiting pattern that we run on a daily basis. For most of you, it's unconscious. You'll be saying things over and over to your spouse, to your team members, to even your customers that doesn't serve you. And you're constantly reinforcing that. Just simple things like, we tried everything, right? That's just a typical one. I've tried everything. It's the economy. It sucks, right? And while that might have some truth to it, you might be going through a challenging season in terms of the economy. But one of the best beliefs you can hold is, I create my own economy. That's the belief that successful business owners, successful entrepreneurs, successful founders have, is that I create my own economy. They don't let the external economy impact their mind, impact their decisions, impact how they feel on a daily basis. But let's bring it back to the pattern of, I've tried everything, it's the economy. So what's the problem with that? If that's something you find yourself saying, either out aloud to someone or consciously to yourself when you face resistance or when you get, rejected or when things are going slow for you in your business, you're in a slow period. When that's your narrative, when that's your story, what type of actions do you think come from that? What type of emotional profile, meaning the dominant emotional, the dominant emotions that you will experience on a day-to-day basis, do you think they're going to be helpful or not helpful when you have a story like that? The problem is that person isn't taking ownership. They're just pointing the finger at the economy. I've tried everything. Well, number one, that's not true, right? Because if you tried everything, you would have found the right way to make it work. You've tried some things that haven't worked, that you probably haven't extracted the learnings from or got the feedback that you needed in order to try again and choose a different approach. So that'd be a sample of a limiting mindset. And the reason I want to dive deeper into this is because business gurus or coaches or, influencers nowadays will talk about mindset. You got to work harder. You got to run, right? All of these things, that's not what mindset is. Maybe a person who goes running and does long distance races, 100 kilometers or so, they've got a good mindset around their exercise. But it doesn't mean they've got a good mindset for business, doesn't mean they've got a good mindset for relationships. In fact, what you'll probably find is they sabotage in other parts of their life because their mindset's not consistent across the border, all right? So we're looking at it from the perspective of how it impacts your business. So that frame is, it lacks ownership, it plays the victim role, and it's giving away the choice to change it. It's basically saying, I don't want the controller because I'm not in control. I can't do anything to change this situation, which isn't true. What you need to be is, how can I be more resourceful? How can I pivot? How do I need to adapt? How can I look back on the experiences we've had up to this point and say, okay, we ran this marketing campaign. What worked? What didn't work? What should we have changed as a result? Let's go back, look at my previous customers. Maybe have conversations with them. What did you like about the service? Why did you choose us? Well, how could we have made it better for you? We're always looking to improve our experience. How could we make it even better? Great question. Great mindset. Great question to have as a dominant question in your mind is, how can I make this even better? How would we make the experience even better for you? This would be more empowering than I've tried everything. So you have to be aware of the thoughts that are running the show, because that's going to dictate what you do next. And that's going to dictate how you pivot or how you change, because you can't just continue to do the same things. If you do the same thing over and over and over again and it doesn't get you results, you have to have the ability to have sensory acuity to be able to look at the situation and know when is the right time to pivot. Quitting isn't failure, right? People think, oh, but I can't quit. No, it's not quitting if you just pivot, right? If you change the direction. The vision, the goal might stay the same, but your plan changes. Your strategy changes. That's okay. Don't get married to the strategy or tactic. Marry your vision. Get acquainted to where it is you want to go and allow the strategy to change over time. But you have to have the ability to notice that. So it's just a question I want you to ponder on is, number one, what are some of the limiting mindset narratives that you might have? Number two, how do you think that might be impacting how you actually show up, how you lead, how you interact with your customers? And number three, I want to give you a takeaway on what you can actually do. So you have to be able to, number one, bring the subconscious to the conscious to be able to change it. First step is always awareness. So we have to know our story. To know our story, we need to be able to check in, meaning slow down. Then we need to be able to challenge it, right? So what's actually happening right now? What's happening inside of me? What are these narratives that I'm having? Challenge that. Is it true? What else is possible? What could be a better story? Then we want to what? Now we want to celebrate the fact that we've brought awareness to it and we've been able to change the story. And then we want to condition the new story over time. So you have to be able to slow down and actually just check in with what is going on in my mind right now. Or when you catch yourself gossiping or you catch yourself playing that victim mode, just stop it and just be aware of it. Don't judge it. Just be aware of why am I repeating this narrative over and over? Is it helpful? Is it serving me? Is it taking me closer towards my goal, or is it pulling me away from my goal? Very useful exercise, something for you to chew on today, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of the Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until next time, be well, and as always, ascend higher.